The Hawks continue. They play an interconference matchup in this road game. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. The Spurs happy to be returning to San Antonio after the road trip.
They've been playing a lot of basketball lately, Kevin. This is their third game in 4 days. The league didn't make it easy for them when they set up the schedule like this.
Yeah, but every team deals with this. They might need to lean on their bench a bit more, but they can't make any excuses.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Teague and Korver are the guards. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. And it's Bazemore at the 3 spot. Leonard, no luck. Korver with it. Now Green defending. Here's Teague. Can't get it to go. And the Spurs going the other way now. They beat the Hawks during their last encounter in Atlanta.
And the last time these teams met, it was a walk in the park, and everybody got in on the act. Their bench was spectacular in that win.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the starters were extremely happy to get some rest and let the bench guys do the heavy lifting. Definitely a feel-good win for the team.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
And the Spurs last season became the first franchise to hire a female assistant coach. A big step, not just for the Spurs, but really for all of the NBA.
Well, as Greg was just talking about, the assistant that was hired was Becky Hammon, a phenomenal player for a very long time in the WNBA. And Clark, you know, you and I were talking about this before. She was a perfect candidate to become the first full-time female assistant.
Yeah, I agree with you, and it might not seem like that big a deal to some, but this was a big-time barrier breaker that the Spurs pulled off.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
That's a 2 from Parker. This one for 3. No good from Duncan.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the third fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
And the Spurs making a change here. Martin's checked in. Outside Teague. And it's Korver in the corner. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. It's Parker with the drive. Fast break, the Hawks. Here's Bazemore.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And stolen by Horford. Korver takes it to Bazemore. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yes, sir.
Bazemore's got his second basket of the night. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Hawks.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Teague with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. And the call will be against Kevin Martin. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Atlanta making some changes. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Kent Bazemore. Hardaway comes in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Jeff Teague. Horford, good.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward. Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
Now, here's Horford. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
And here's Mills for three. Marjanovic. And it's sent back by Horford. And the jam by Sefolosha.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard, Clark.
Yes,
bringing it down hard,
yes,
my brother.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. And when you consider how Atlanta is doing, your thoughts?
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Greg, no uncontested shots for the most part. That's why they've had success.
Looking at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks, it was a loss to the Wizards.
And no doubt that the fight was there, but no matter what they tried on that night, it just wasn't meant to be.
And over time, it looked like they were resigned to their fate. They kind of gave in. It's hard to come back when you get down like they were, and they just didn't seem to have enough fight to make a go of it.
Manu and Kawhi filling out the perimeter. Aldridge out there at West, and it's Parker in at the one spot. That's the San Antonio 5. Shooter passes to Humphries. Leaps for it. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
Let's take a moment now, Kevin, to see how the Spurs are doing in the NBA statisticals currently. First in three-point shooting. Second in field goal percentage. And they're number 2 shooting from the stripe. I'd say they've taken advantage of the charity at the free throw line.
And you look at their incredible three-point percentage. I mean, it's not just about their accuracy, but their execution using screens and creating those open looks. That's been key.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Here's Aldridge. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Elbow shot is on the way. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, I tell you, last season was a big one for the Hawks and Coach Budenholzer. Their dominant season won him multiple Coach of the Month titles, and eventually he won the Coach of the Year award.
San Antonio with the ball. They've got an 8-0 run. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Hardaway dishes to Scott. West with some nice D.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might well tell the story in this one.
And that should tilt things their way. No doubt they've been winning on the backcourt. You know what? I think he had to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out, and sometimes the best way to do that is with the timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
Here's what San Antonio's going with right now. Duncan comes in for David West. And it's Green in for Leonard. Kent Bazemore's checked in for the Hawks. Korver comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Last game for the Spurs, they picked up the W against Dallas.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
Yeah, they put the mute button on them that time. I mean, in front of a hostile crowd, they never let the fans get going. They silenced them over and over again with big, timely shots.
And it's Korver off the drive. That's a miss. He's made one and missed one. It's Ginobili outside. And again, it's San Antonio with a three.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter. And now you can see him getting into a rhythm. Really tough for this group right now, trying anything to stop the run.
And no matter what they've tried, it hasn't worked. I think they've just got to slow it down, idle it back, and get back to the basics.
The Spurs shooting their first free throws of this game.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Martin comes in for Manu Ginobili. Mills, he's checked in for the Spurs. Outside Teague to end the drought. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from Al Horford. Here's Green. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
A great second quarter here after a difficult first. I'd say they knocked the rust off. Sometimes it takes a little while before you get the blood flowing and you find your rhythm.
And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away, Clark, at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
And that's what he's out there for, guys. I mean, he is an electrifying player, no doubt.
4 on the clock. The Spurs rebound. The Hawks trail by 6. And Bazemore kicks to Horford. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spots. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
First personal foul. Second team foul. In for your Spurs, Boban Marjanovic.
Here's Marjanovic. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
San Antonio leading by 6. Martin goes in. And it's Green with the jam.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
Back to Martin. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. David West, he's checked in for Green. And then for Atlanta, Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Kyle Korver. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Horford the pass to Teague. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all. Free throw good, Teague.
2 shots.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part. And I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
And now, your Spurs.
And now the third quarter about to get going. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Always been a dynamic scorer, and we saw in that first half the entire